Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. The sun is very intense right now, so I got this whole matrix thing going on. I finally realized what somebody's talking about when I look like I'm in the matrix. It's just my curtain, which is actually a blanket, which actually fit perfectly in the window, which is why I use it, because it's such a pretty blanket. And it does this. It just shoots through these little holes. It's so funny. And actually, just as I was about to do this, I realized I've got this like cedar tree right here. And I only just got it, not yesterday, but the day before. And it had drank almost already 3 cups of water. And I didn't even notice. So I was like, wow, like as I was like just about to turn your video on, I had to fill it up with water because one of the branches wasn't getting water at all, and I don't want it to die. And I went, wow, I wonder if that's like a part of Pisces reading, you know, like somebody is in such desperate need of water, right? And I mean, you are a water sign, so I'm like, wow, that's kind of like, is this significant to the reading or not? I don't know. Did you see that card just kind of like, it like almost like danced and then dropped. That was really weird. Dove medicine. Okay, definitely has to be upright. Wow. Okay, so I definitely feel like someone has been getting through the storm. Okay. There was a reading I did just over a week ago that was about a storm coming. And I kind of think now that that's what we've been going through for like maybe the last week or so. Well, I mean, it's a storm that has been brewing for a very long time. And I think that the result of that storm bled on to a lot of other things. And I think that it's taken somebody a really long time to get through something, and they had to persevere. And you know, when it's just like you're cold, you're starving, and then all of a sudden you drop something outside, you know, like you're like almost home and like you got all these bags with you, and then like everything falls out and you're like, oh my God, if this happens one more time, like I don't think I can pick up everything again and just keep going. Like I was talking to this girl at work, and she's having a really hard time, and I said, well, just wait for the bounce back. Wait until you bounce back from this. And she goes, I'm sick of the bounce back. And it like the way she said it, it just hit me, because that's what it is we're like, it's a collective consciousness that we are sick of having to bounce back from something. Like just because you're good at bouncing back onto your feet, and just because you're good at getting yourself into a good situation after a really bad one, it's like somebody's like, there's an energy around you, like someone's been around you and they know that you bounce back. So they're like, well, they'll just bounce back. Well, they'll just bounce back. They'll get it all back, right? It's like thievism, because they know that you can acquire it again. It's giving somebody permission to come in and take something from you. Like, that's what I'm getting. But you've weathered the storm, and they keep saying that you have no idea what life is. You don't know what it's like to weather a storm. You're young. You don't know what it's like to be a 50-year-old and have 2 divorces and your husband die and blah, blah, blah. And you're just looking at them like, how do you not know? Just because I'm this age, how do you not, what makes you think that because of somebody's age, it doesn't mean that they haven't been to hell and back? Right? It's like people's perception, you know, when they get older and they think that they've gone through everything and these children need to learn their lessons. I agree. There are a lot of children out there that are living in their 30s, 40s, and 50s that have to fucking grow up and learn their lesson. But there are also people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, in their fucking teens that have learned enough lessons already. Like, not everybody gets it fucking sugar coated for them. Not everybody gets the nice parents. Not everybody gets the fucking beaver cleaver fucking family. Some people get it rough from day one. So no, they don't need somebody coming into their life, giving them some lesson because they know they can bounce back. That's nice. How about you bounce back for once? I don't care how old you are. I don't care who's died on you. I don't care. That's your life. Now you're specifically, purposely hurting my life because you can try to gain something from it because you don't want to fix your own life, because you're sick and you're tired and you don't want to ever have to bounce back because you've already learned. Guess what? People learn lessons up until the day they die. Doesn't matter if they're in their 70s, in their 80s, in their 90s. Guess what? You don't fucking know everything. Right? You're still learning. The world is changing every day. How can anybody around you say that you deserve to have to go through something after you've already weathered the storm? You already went through it. So these, what? Because you look good, you're not all scraped up and burned, they think you haven't been through anything? Are you fucking kidding me? People look at me like my life has been so easy. What? Why? Because the way I look? I take care of myself. You don't know the scars that are underneath these clothes. You don't know the scars that are inside this body. You don't know what we've been through, right? Just because something looks easy or because somebody does it easier or because their life looks simple, I just don't talk about the bad. Sometimes I talk about the bad, but I don't talk about the real bad. I can talk about the real bad. You want to know what's really bad? Like, I sugarcoat shit because people don't really need to know everything about my life. But at the same time, they're like, damn, I'd like to know some things about your life because your life is intertwining with my life, right? That's why we do this. That's why we share stories. That's why people write books. Tarot readers are no fucking different. We're picking up energy, right? Reading a book or getting into somebody else's head is the exact same thing, right? It's just different paradigms, different dimensions, and different ways that you think about life, right? Everybody is learning. They're learning things every day, right? And I feel like somebody around you was just like, well, you deserve to have to go through this because I don't need to learn it again. It's like somebody had these like lessons to learn around you. And instead of them learning the lesson, right, they put the lesson onto a kid because they said, well, I'm older. I don't have to learn this lesson, but they still weren't getting it. So the world just kept putting them in this lesson that they were supposed to get over eventually, but the world kept putting them into it and they kept pushing it off onto other people. And that's how you know that this person's never going to learn their lesson, because they push the lesson onto other people because they don't need to learn it. Well, clearly the universe is telling them to learn this because they're not doing it and they're not going to go anywhere until they learn it. And every person that they shoot down and every person that they fuck over and every person that they push their shit onto that they're supposed to do is going to come back and be like, yo, you owe me time. You owe me energy. You owe me effort. You owe me what you did to me because you did it to me for no reason because you just didn't want to learn your lesson. Like, you don't think people don't get to come back and be like, yo, you abused me? Of course they do. This is all a simulation. Like, sometimes I can't wait to die so I can go to these people's fucking front doors and go, hey, yeah, remember me? Like, I can't wait to be able to do that. But at the same time, I know that there's still something going on here. So I'm still going to keep acquiring all that karma from all these assholes who think that they're just allowed to piss all over my front door and affect my bank account and do this shit to me because they think I haven't learned anything. Bitch, I'm almost 40. If you think I've been homeless, I've been beaten up, I've been like, I mean, every lesson that you think somebody could learn, I've learned since I was born. So like, some people have never had it good. I've never had it good. I don't care for that shit what my fucking parents say. Their little brainwashing schemes work on them and them only. They don't work on me. Okay? You have to learn what works on you and what doesn't. Like, this is a karmic relationship. Oh my God, that's finally leaving you. That's why it's coming in. So we got boat in reverse, okay, which is like receiving what you need, things arriving, okay, but also it's like closure and moving on. And it's in reverse. So I feel like this karmic relationship, okay, this thing has been triggering you. People have been triggering you and they've been sending you through lessons. See that word there? I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it's there and it says lessons, okay? Because someone's been trying to teach you lessons. Like, you fucking needed to learn them. And guess what? If this lesson kept coming across their path and they just kept pushing it to everybody else's path, they're going to get run over with it now, right? They can't push you around anymore. And that's what's so great about like setting up boundaries for yourself, because then people can't walk all over you. Like these fucking kids parked in the driveway, and I honestly, I lost it on them. And I was like, this one kid, like literally, he looks like a little Chris Webby. Like he's so cute. And I had to fucking yell at him. And then I felt so bad about it the next day. I felt bad about it at work. I felt bad about it in general. And then I'm going to like end up giving him a joint or something when I see him next, and just being like, you listen, like the tension that I took out on you was because of my landlord. But at the same time, you can't block a fucking parking lot, because if anything happens to anybody, right, we're all trapped in here while you're upstairs passed out on fucking whatever, God knows what drug, and we can't get help, right? There are a lot of us that are in like turmoil. We're in trauma. We're in trauma all the time because we got fucked over and nobody helped us. And because we got fucked over and nobody helped us, we constantly see threats and risks that are around us that could also threaten us again, because nobody was ever watching out for us back when we were kids. So we're still watching our own backs to this day. Okay. So I feel like a lot of these triggers and all of this turmoil was caused from this karmic relationship. This person that came in that thought that they deserved to make you learn karmic lessons. When the thing is, what the awesome thing is about karmic relationships and soulmates, right, is they come together because they're destined to come together. It's like magnets. It's not anything sexual. It's fucking soul work. I think everybody's minds need to get out of the fucking gutter. Okay. This is soul work. This is mission work. This is people who have carried on, generational curses and hexes and stuff that happens to them as kids. Like this is hardcore work. Like this isn't just like what people think that the world is so fucking, oh man, it's so like, I don't even know what that word is. Like, okay, you're worried about how you're going to buy people Christmas presents. Bitch, I'm worried about having to pay my rent, right? Like some people are like their minds are never going to get into the real world. Their real world consists of their real world trauma is like running out of gas when they have to fucking get somewhere and they know they were on E for 3 days. They just didn't want to fill up their tank. That's their problems. Okay. Their friends not showing up to their birthday parties. Okay. That's their fucking problems. When you're in real world problems, okay, you're ready for that fucking roof to cave in on you at any point in time. Okay, and you're anticipating it. So you're doing all these things at all point in times to make sure that you're safe, because you keep yourself safe. You can't help what happens on the outside. Okay, you can't help what people do to you, but you can defend yourself. And if you put your foot down right away and you set those boundaries in, like, do you think that kid's probably ever going to block the driveway again? No. Because I scared the shit out of him. But if I had just been honestly, I'm so nice to this kid because he's just nice. He's just a nice kid. I think he's a little drug dealer. He's got his like pimp little car or whatever, his Subaru, he comes in, his exhaust is loud and he never has his music cranked. They're never obnoxious out there, right? They're just kids. They're fucking 20-year-old kids. You got to let them act like 20-year-old kids, make their own mistakes, do shit. But don't disrespect, don't block, and don't turn people's lives dangerous. That's all we're asking. You want to put your own life in danger? Fuck, go ahead. Nobody cares. But don't put other people's lives in danger. And when other people put your life in danger, you have to put your boundaries up. Because then you have to be like, bitch, you can't just step on my lawn and fucking flick your shit and do whatever you want and then turn around and walk away. My fence is up. My electric fence is on. And you're not getting in here anymore. And then once you set your precedent, once you set your boundaries, then people are like, oh, okay, well, this bitch doesn't fuck around. No, this bitch doesn't fuck around. This bitch has been doing it for fucking ever, since she was born. No, she doesn't fuck around anymore, okay? People are used to fucking around, right? It's almost like you've got to put that fire into somebody to finally be like, hello, are you awake or are you fucking still dreaming? Because if you're still dreaming, I'm not going to let you put my life at risk, because I'm awake. And I'm here and I can see danger fucking 10 feet away because I'm fucking prone to it now. I can see it. I'm on divine timing. When you're on divine timing, you know you've got to go do something. You do it at that exact moment. You don't wait around. You don't push the envelope. You don't push the schedule. When you're designed and you're like, I was elevated to wake up the other morning at 9 a.m. to go to the forest and get my cedar. That kid was blocking the driveway. 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Guaranteed. He was all blacked out drunk from the night before. He didn't realize he blocked the driveway. But I panicked because now I'm thinking, I don't even have an emergency exit. If anything happens in this place, my sister and I are fucked. We have to figure out a way to get out and get out safe, right? If you put the fear of God into people, do you really think they're going to do it again? No, but if you let them walk all over you, if I had just went, you know what, let's just go back to bed and we'll get up and we'll get Cedar later. We know this kid's not going to sleep forever. Okay, he'll get up in like an hour and he'll go get his McDonald's and then we'll get let out of the driveway. But something was like, no, don't let them push you around. Because if they do it once, guess what? They get to do it again. And then they do it again. And then they do it again. And then your fucking buttons are so pressed that you explode. Okay? And fuck this person for ever thinking that you haven't already been through this. That's not their, it's not people's, okay, karmic relationships are designed, okay, for you to meet karmic lessons together. Okay, the world will put you in scenarios together. They'll make you fight. They'll make you make up. You know, they'll get you in almost like scenarios where you have to get yourself out of something and you have to strategize with this person. Like there's obviously karmic relationships come into our life because there's something that happened in another life or in another world and you're lined up with this person again. And now you've got to do it right because you did it wrong before. So now you've got to do it right. Karmic relationships aren't to be scared of, but they're to teach you how to do things. So then you build your confidence, you build your boundaries, you build your safety, right? You build your fucking shields up. Because believe it or not, people want to fuck you over. I don't care how nice they are. People think because they're nice, that gives them the ability to do other things. Like, I come off as a fucking raging cunt, but guess what? I'm like one of the nicest people you'll ever fucking meet in your life. I'll do anything for you. I love people. I can't wait to connect with people. But I also have my guard up because I'm used to people fucking me over. So unless you come to my door and knock properly, I ain't letting you in. Why the fuck would I? This isn't, you know, charge the door and whoever breaks the door open gets to come in. No. It's called ring that fucking doorbell. And when I get there, I'll open it. And guess what? If I want to let you in, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's called boundaries because I'm not desperate. I don't need people around me. Do you realize the more people you have around you, it's almost like the more needier everybody becomes and the less time you have on your own. Right? People think that it's like all about popularity. How many people do you have around you? Even my own stepmother. Okay. I didn't have friends at the time because I was really trying to get this abuse out of my head of what my stepfather did. And she basically called me a loser. She was like, you need friends. Get out of my house and go hang out with your friends. You can't just be sitting here. I was like a 29-year-old, 30-year-old woman. I'm like, this is the best thing I could possibly be doing for myself. I have been out there in the world since I was in school, since I was 3 years old. I finally get to just sit at home, concentrate on my chiropractor appointments, concentrate on my doctor appointments, do my therapy, and get myself back on track. And she said no. She kicked me out. Then I went like, I don't even know what happened. I think my sister and I think I went rogue after that. Like I went to my sister's, then her fucking kid died, got ran over by her fucking ex-husband who bankrupted her and stole all her money and stole her independence and stole her education and stole all her friends and stole her city. And I mean, the things that my sister and I have gone through, I'm just like, okay, listen, your petty little bullshit on your fucking friends didn't show up at your birthday party can suck it, sit the fuck down, and now you're gonna learn some goddamn lessons because I'm sick of learning the lessons about the storm. You have to weather the storm, you have to weather the storm, you have to get through the storm. Well, these other bitches, they don't even know what a fucking storm is because their parents have been driving around in a Lexus their whole fucking life. They don't know what it's like to get hit by anything because they've had this shield up because people have loved them and you know, and they've guarded them. Well, guess what? I've never had a guard. I've never had a shield. I've never had a parent fucking protect me, or I wouldn't have got molested. I wouldn't have got hit. I wouldn't have got beat. I wouldn't have got psychologically abused if I had parents who loved me, right? So the parents who loved their kids overly loved them, entitled them, put them in these little boxes where they thought that they could go out and hurt people. Well, you need to learn a lesson. My father taught me when I was young. Yeah, that's nice. I don't give a shit. Did you live through it? No. Were you just told a story? Probably. Well, now you got to live through that story. You know what this is? What's coming back around now is anybody who thought, okay, because so many people are like possessed. Like, who fucking knows who's giving them these thoughts? Okay, it's sure as fuck not their head. And if it is, their soul's fucked. Okay, it's like whoever crossed your path that was like, I need to teach you a lesson. It's like now those lessons get to come back to them. Right? Because they pushed things on you and they made you go through things that they didn't know you'd already went through. You were already bigger and better and out of that. And then you got sucked back into it because they said to their universe and got you in trouble and they lied. Okay? So much of this is like mass manipulation through other fucking dimensions because people are just pissed off at you. Like, that's nice. You don't get to go ruin somebody's life because you're angry at them. Has anybody ever taught you to deal with your emotions? Anger doesn't solve anything. Okay? Patience and understanding solves everything. It could move mountains. when you have patience, support, and the ability to be able to hear somebody along with yourself. Okay, most people are so closed down and reserved, and they just want to talk about themselves all the time because they think that the whole fucking world is against them. It's like, oh my fucking God. You're the one sending out all these fucking people need to learn their lessons because you think the world is against you. Grow up. Grow up. The world isn't against you. You're probably against yourself. The world is going to keep turning. You can't change the world. And no matter how much you hate it, it's not going to fucking be different. So why not just accept the things that you can't change, which I believe is like an AA saying, and move into the things that you accept. Right? Like you can't change everything. And like anger and pushing your finger out. You need to learn. And you just point that finger at yourself because you might need to learn more things about dealing with people and being out in the real world and knowing how much of an, how stupid people are. That shouldn't affect you. If it affects you, it's because somebody's trying to still say that you have these lessons to learn when you really don't. So Pisces. That was like, honestly, kind of a little reading. I'm going to see what comes out with this horror oracle for a second here. Yeah, let's just clear the energy. Like, when I know that people are getting in trouble, I get so excited because I'm like, good. You've been pointing that finger and you've been hoping that everybody else around you gets in trouble because you think that you're fucking King Tut on the top of some fucking mountain. Oh, and then that energy comes back around and hits them in the ass. It's just like, ha! That's what I'm talking about. Did you see that? Flight. Yeah. I swear this is like escaping something. It's about the witch. That movie, The Witch. Yeah, like there's Hereditary. Like she gets her daughter killed. She forces her daughter to go to this party with her brother because she has to get out and meet people, and she fucking eats cake that has nuts in it and dies. Because she's so hell-bent on getting her out of the house and meeting people. She kills her own fucking daughter. Like, I'm telling you, somebody, this karmic relationship, okay, that you get to now get out of, okay, it's, okay, what the whole thing is about is, it's about now you're getting put into holy energy. And it's not like the Holy Trinity. It's like, now you're going to be, it's like the karmic lessons aren't going to be put on your shoulder anymore. You get to get the lessons that are now naturally just lined up for you and not chemically designed and balanced by somebody else. It's like, that's why mistletoe is coming in. It's like somebody's going to be put over you, right? That's like going to protect you. Okay. And then you don't have to go through these people anymore that are trying to tell you that you've got to learn this and you've got to do this and you don't know what it's like to live and you don't know what it's like to persevere through life and to really do things. Like it's almost like what these people did to you. It's like they created a monster inside of you, like that you, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you've been like super angry for like a long time, getting put in these lessons over and over and over again. And you're like, I deserve to be out of this cycle. Like I shouldn't be in this cycle. I'm out of this cycle. I did this before, but like, somebody just like, what's this water in reverse? Well, what have we here? Yeah, it's like somebody has taken note of this. Like, okay, it's almost like, is this really true? Like, are you actually really making a grown-up crawl around with a diaper on? It's like that, right? Like somebody's taken notice. That you've been striving to live up to somebody's expectations. I almost think that like you've like, it's almost like you went along with it just to be like, okay, like I'll be that good daughter, I'll be that good son, I'll redo these lessons as many times as you want me to do them. If that's what you feel like I've got to go through for you and like what I've got to prove to you, it's like somebody has just accepted it, you know, that like this was what they were gonna have to deal with. And that they were going to have to keep persevering and you know, like they were just going to have to keep trucking because they had no other choice. All right. They had no other choice. So yeah, go for it. Indulge yourself. So like, I feel like now is the time where this doesn't get to affect you anymore. That's really what I'm getting. Like, I feel like if you continue with these cycles, okay, and reliving these things over and over and over again that like, you know, you've already gone through, it's like somebody, I don't know if somebody has been, trying to like, oh, I just dropped that whole deck on the ground. I don't know if somebody's been like really trying to like make a parent happy, right? It's not working, okay? It's not working, like I said, because once these people push their boundaries once, okay, then they push them again and again and again, and now you have no boundaries. These people have just been able to come right in because they think because they're a karmic relationship for you, they're just allowed to control you for the rest of your life. Like these might be somebody's parents, but it's in another dimension. Or it's happening here. Maybe they are still controlling you and you're in your 40s or 50s and they're still telling you what to fucking do, right? You call them up, you try to tell them what's going on with your day, and then they just start shooting all this advice to you. And if you don't take it, they're like, well, this is not supposed to happen at your age. And when I was your age, we were doing this and this and this and this and this. And it's like, yeah, that was also 20 years ago in the 90s. You know, like times have changed. They're not the same. People need to realize that how much times change, okay? And that how much you go through defines who you are. So now you've got like all this wisdom and all this growth and prosperity on you. It's like you're overgrown your shoes, you know, like you have to get new shoes now. And they keep saying that you have to, you know, wear these little kid shoes and learn these lessons. And you're like, well, look at my feet are bursting out of the front. Like I can't wear these anymore. I have to move on, right? And that's why this karmic relationship is getting taken down now. And you're moving on because this is going to follow you forever. And it's going to stay there going, you're not worth it. You need more friends. You need popularity. You need to get out there. You need to survive things. You still need karmic lessons that you have to learn. And it's like they're telling you to overexert yourself because you have something that you have to prove when you don't. You have nothing you have to prove. By you doing this every day and following what they're saying, you did prove yourself. Because even as an adult, with whatever these things think they are above you, you are still like, okay, well, I get it. I'm still going to respect you. I'm younger than you. I don't know as much as you. So if you say that I've got to go and do this, then I'm going to listen to you. And you were so compliant, right? That compliance got them, they abused it. They got to abuse it because then they went, oh my God, look at, she's just bending over backwards trying to prove herself when you should never have had to prove yourself to begin with. You'd already proved yourself. So someone's been playing this like massively manipulative game with you, thinking that you've had to go above and beyond to prove something when nobody else is doing that. So why the fuck would you have to? Oh, because you've been tricked by this person that's around you that keeps saying that you don't deserve something. You have to keep going through tests. And actually, you know what's funny? This guy did an exam at the bar last night while he was drinking a moose head. He had his book. Okay. He was as close to the servers as you can possibly get. Okay. He was like right there. And I'm like, Jesus, like, what are you doing? He's like, an exam right now. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're doing an exam? Okay. And he got an 87%. Right there. He did it right there and got his results. Okay. I had to do a smart serve exam. I had to be on camera. And if they even heard something in the background or even heard you speak, you automatically had to forfeit your test. Here, this guy is in a university and he's doing an exam in front of me at the bar. So am I even supposed to be serving right now? Right? That's the thing. That's where all of a sudden now I'm thinking to myself, why did I have to do a smart serve exam while being filmed? Okay. And I only paid $60 for it. This guy's in university and he's allowed to do an exam at a bar with the book open. Who's money hungry and greedy and trying to put out karmic laws and who's not? Right? When you actually see it, you have to, this message is only going to resonate if that resonates, shit like that. In a scenario where most people get treated like adults because you're an adult, why are you being treated like a child? Because this person keeps saying that you have lessons to learn because you're not quite fucking tainted enough. Well, oh, you know what I just heard? This is pretty cool. I heard this saying from Titanic when he's talking about in the very beginning of the movie, they're going down in the submarine and they're like, well, what would happen if the windows break or whatever? And he says something in 2 microseconds. So this karmic relationship now is getting taken out of your life in microseconds. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden you're kind of living in a world where things become you just get respect. Things just start coming to you well, no, she's an adult. Oh no, he's an adult. Right? Something is definitely going to change. It's the polar opposite I just heard. So somebody's really switched the spectrum on something, which is absolutely, I'm going to say incredible, because that means that everything gets to flip. Every lesson you've been having to learn, these cycles that people keep getting, that you keep getting put into because somebody doesn't believe that you've learned enough. Well, guess what? It's not up to somebody else. Your soul knows the karma and the lessons and the tests that you have to go through. So if this person added extra stress and extra tests and extra bullshit onto your life, then I'm going to say right now, they're going to put under the microscope now themselves. And it's like the spotlight now gets taken off of you and it goes on to them. And I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time because I keep trying to, in my psyche, redirecting this spotlight that keeps getting put onto me. And then all of a sudden I'm carrying people's responsibilities. And I'm like, this isn't my responsibility. You make a mistake, you have to take responsibility for it. And it's like my landlord, things break down in the house and he always says it's not his fault. Well, what do you mean? It's not anybody's fault, but you're responsible for it. So you have to take care of it. That's what people don't realize. Even with kids, you're responsible for those kids. It was not anybody's right to take over and control. They were just supposed to make sure you were safe. That's it. And it's they went above and beyond and they think that they can go to their gods and they can go to their angels or whatever the fuck it is that they're going to go to and say well, I made them learn this, this, and this. And their gods are going to look at them and go, that wasn't for you to do. They had their own lineup for that, like everybody else does. You weren't supposed to be lined up to do anything for them. Your karmic lessons were this, and this. why did you did this? Like, that's the thing, is like, people are so ass backwards, like, especially when dealing with kids, like they are not listening properly, right? They are listening to demonic energies that want to eat children alive, for fuck's sakes, right? So they by abusing kids and by taking away their control and by taking away their rights and their decisions, parents say, well, I'm just doing it faster for them. Well, they'll learn later. No, well, if a child takes 5 minutes to make up his mind, guess what? He's going to take 5 minutes to make up his mind. Why do you have to do it for him? You know, like, a lot of people that I see on a regular basis will like talk for their kids because they don't want to wait for the time that it takes for their kid to spit it out. Like, everything is just like quick. Like, your kid is not, their brain is not meant to go quick. Like, you're supposed to slow down. So if like that could be a lesson too, is like somebody's moving super fast through things. Like, you've already done everything super fast. So it's like, now you've got to like slow down, you know, and like catch up with your age and catch up to what's going on around you, right? And be like, okay, I got to change this cycle. Like, I'm not 17 anymore. I'm not 25 anymore. Like, I'm 40, I'm 50. Like, I have to get into my life now. I've got to get more structure to my body, because this person just wants to act like you're fucking 5 years old and that you've got the stamina of a 5-year-old and you can just run around with all this energy learning all these lessons all day. When you're not. You're clearly either 5, 10, 15 times fucking older than that fucking 5-year-old. And these lessons are played out and drawn out now. Like, and I am just going to say that if energy goes back to the original sender on shit like this adult, okay, that put all of this onto you as also an adult, which I'm guessing they're older than you. Okay. Maybe this is why people in their, in their older ages suddenly have strokes and they have to get taken care of like babies, right? Like, you've got to wonder, like, what did those old people do to have to get taken care of like that? Because all their independence gets taken away. They can't even fucking wipe their own ass. Like, why would you want to live like that? And then I think to myself, okay, well, what did that person do to get them into that seat? Was it from this lifetime? Was it from another lifetime? Were they hard done by? Were they fucked over? Right? Because if somebody made you act like a child your whole life and learn lessons that really you weren't supposed to learn past 10, okay, and you're still learning them 30 years later, okay, so this person's probably around like maybe 50 or 60 themselves. So now for the next like 100 fucking years, they're going to be treated like a baby? Because like what goes around comes around, right? That's what I've learned. And I've seen karma fucking bite somebody like in the face almost instantly right after they fucked with me. So I know that karma's out there. I've seen her. She's let me see her to be like, I know it takes a long time to come around, but trust me, easy karma is easy karma. Harder inherited karma is harder inherited karma. Okay. It doesn't just come out that fast, like a punch in the face, but it will show its pretty little face. So never fear. Karma is here. I really think that that's what it is. Like, so anyways, we're going to end this so I can do hopefully a couple more readings today, or at least another reading today. And, thank you for like subscribing and liking, and, it's such a great channel. So I'm so happy to be here. WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com if anybody wants to write me. And yeah, I like to always say thanks, and make sure you only take what resonates with you and not what resonates with other people, because it's other people and not you. And if it doesn't resonate, then there's no need to pay attention to it, quite frankly, right? So that could be some advice in there. Take the advice, leave the rest. And I just heard fellowship. Fellowship of the Ring. Maybe you guys are my fellowship. You are. Whitney Moon and her fellowship. Maybe that's going to be the new tarot channel name. I mean, I always love changing the name. You know that. Spice it up. You guys are my fellowship. I never thought of it that way. That's so sweet. Maybe I should watch Lord of the Rings today. Oh, I haven't watched it in so long. On the projector. Oh, that'll just be magical. Oh, I think it's a Lord of the Rings day. Thank you. I think I just got a great idea. I'm definitely not going to be able to watch all of them because we've got the extended versions. So they're like 3.5 hours long. So I might be able to get through one, maybe two. Because sometimes then I want to put on The Hobbit, because The Hobbit's so magical. Stone giants! Or I could watch The Hobbit. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do another reading now. Oh, man. Woo woo. Anyways, I'm definitely going to do another one. So hang 10. Take what resonates. Oh, yeah, Aries is next. Aries always spices my life up. So peace out, homies. Word to your mothers.